This is the Long War, and I am Juice. I am going to be your host for this evening. Thank you for tuning in for this hour. We have a full cast with us tonight. We've got Kenny Boucher, Mike Haspel, and the legendary Austin A. Dog in the house.
What's up?
So just let everybody know, Robbie B is fully tied into the Matrix. He's got cords, wires, cats hanging from every spot and orifice in his body. So he is fully manning the Backstarter, I think is what they call it for the Kickstarter.
Haspel, what's the name of the guy in Total Recall that lives in the other guy's stomach?
Quato.
Quato. Basically, Robbie is Quatoed with a bunch of cats right now.
Yeah, he's Guano Quato.
Gato Guato.
Yes.
Guato. Yes.
So absolutely. So he is making sure that everything is good to go with the Kickstarter because it's winding down, and not winding down as there isn't still plenty of stuff to buy, but it's coming to a close. We're right at about that 51 hour mark. So if you haven't already, make sure you check out the Long War Kickstarter. Get all your stuff. We actually just did a bunch of big talking right there before the show started about potentially some of the next time something is happening, if we do another Kickstarter, and when we do, a little different structure difference.
Yeah, we talked to Austin, who's actually a big pledge. She's given us a lot of the intel from the other side, and we've been trying to keep people updated. Don't worry, guys. Like, we're not running out of anything. Literally, we have it all. And I know it's confusing that you can add some things to cart, but you can't others. This Kickstarter is not going to end, and you're going to lose your opportunity to get your reward. Literally, the Kickstarter cannot end until you guys have selected your rewards in the final survey process, which is going to happen in about 48 hours. About 11 p.m.-ish on Friday, you can all get your emails, and it's going to we're going to go through this process of communicating with you guys, so you can fill out the form. We can put everything in there, bundle shipping when appropriate, and get you guys everything. So obviously you're going to want to get your legendary item pouch, the Adventures pouches, aka the fresh, super industrial Long War dice bags that have been featured on the battle reports with Juice.
Yeah,
and also the shot glasses.
Aka the endless bag of holding.
Literally anything could go in there.
1,000 dice you can do in that bag.
Literally, you probably could put like 400 dice in there.
Your 5-hour energies, your tape measures, your templates, your cell phone chargers.
No, but for real, I appreciate you guys clarifying that. Obviously, you guys got it under control. Just relaying that to everybody that this is was very successful, and I'm excited to start seeing some of this merchandise.
Oh, it's going to be crazy. I mean, we've been full-blown redesigning the logos to be 4 colors to get everything at the best rate and the best look possible. Really, sourcing it out to everyone in the community. So a lot of this is true distribution of wealth, and this is true trickle-down economics, not like the fake stuff they talk about on Fox. We are actually including everybody we can in the gaming industry to actually build all these things, and we're only operating at basic, a little bit less than retail margins to get it all done, because it's mainly about getting the word out, getting the exposure, letting everyone know what Bringing Hobby Back is. When you go to an event and you've got a Long War t-shirt on, and someone says, man, that's a sweet logo, what does it mean? And you explain to them what Bringing Hobby Back is, and then you show them on the tabletop by playing with them. That's what it's all about.
Not against them.
Exactly.
Love it, love it. Man, we have got the Q&A is filling up already, and looks like we've got Red 5 standing by here.
Haspel, you want to give us a roll call, Haspel?
Oh, I guess, yeah. We've got, Rob just checked in with Red 5 standing by. I saw Famous Amos chime in a couple there. We've got Terry Day is asking, if we scored any good deals on Black Friday. Actually, yes, but it was kind of weird because it was a GW. It wasn't one of the GW Black Friday deals, but it was one of the deals they put out for the Mechanicum. It came with 2 of the robots and 6 cataphract destroyers or breachers.
Cadillac breachers.
And it was $150, man. It was wow.
Wow, that's a great deal.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah, it was. It was a crazy deal. They might even still have some of those available.
That makes my legs start itching, you know what I'm saying?
All of a sudden, we're like, Austin, what do you have to say? And there's nothing but crickets because he is frivolously buying everything he can online.
The GW chip has been activated. Can't stop.
Oh, it's embedded deep, for sure.
Yo, absolutely. Jay Cox is just checking in. What up, Jay? Actually, for everybody, I guess this would be a good point for us to kind of bring it up. This weekend is the Toys for Tot major event at Hit Point Hobbies. That is
Legendary, one of a kind.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
absolutely. This is my. For everybody who doesn't know, this is my my local shop. It's the Southern Pines, Aberdeen area. Been John McCaskill has been running it for on the upwards of 8-9 years now. And his basically flagship event, if he could at a local store, is the Toys for Tots events that he's been putting on. This is our fourth or fifth year doing it. Now that I think about it. And every year it has just been amazing.
He's broken the previous record
Yeah.
4 times consecutively. Like,
4 in a row, and we're not talking about like the first year we did it. We were so pumped that we raised the gentleman came through and picked up the money for the Toys for Tots then, and we were so happy to hand him $250. 4 years ago. Can you believe? Like, we were so pumped. We were like, yo, that's a great job. We're just a bunch of gamers and doing what we could, and they were happy. Next, we handed him $1,000 cash. The year after that, we handed him 1,001 because we wanted to break the thousand mark. You know, the year after that, it was 2, and then last year we absolutely slaughtered the game. Had a lot of people come down, a lot of people really get involved, and we broke $3,200.
And that's a big deal because, like, obviously give to the charity however you can comfortably, and that's what the point of like an event is. An event is to get everyone out there, give everyone a reason to be there, and it's a little give and take. And if you can give cash to these types of charities, they can actually do so much more with it. You know, so if you actually have an opportunity to donate even a little bit of cash,
Absolutely,
that's what it comes down to.
Yep, and so many people get involved painting models. We do a big auction. And you think about it, a lot of other stuff could probably go for a lot more money. We've sold multiple armies at this event where people have donated and a local painter would paint it all and make it look good. These things would go for $800-900 on eBay, easy, you know. And here we are in a small time area, and we're getting $300-400 maybe for something.
It's still a blast, though. It's so much fun.
Absolutely, and we all get together. People paint individual models. You can buy little things throughout the games. I mean, it is really, so please, even though you're not in the North Carolina area, let's say you're in Aussie land or in Canadian land or anywhere else in the world, get to your local shop. This is the time for giving. Throw on a Toys for Tots. See what you can do. Like, you literally wouldn't believe in what you can grow with a community in 4 or 5 years.
And so a big part of that is obviously the Long War is coming to town. So we're all going to be there. Juice, myself, and Rob. Obviously, the hard part of that is me because they live much closer. But we're going to be there. We're going to be playing some games. Rob Bear is going to be plugged into the Matrix in the media room, and we're going to be filming hopefully 1 or 2 or 3 games. And then we're going to actually do some special edition battle reports where we're going to take these overhead games that we're going to film. We're going to do a couple of inserts maybe with the iPad, and we're going to edit them into live action battle reports where the cast comes back in, and we're going to call the games like a game, like an NFL game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so
very nice.
It's going to be some interesting stuff, some holiday edition, Toys for Tot edition battle reports. So definitely, if you want to come down and be a part of that, we might be able to set that up in the first or second round because it is just a charity event ultimately. So I think we can manipulate the standings a little bit to get some people on camera with some amazing looking armies.
Absolutely, and hopefully we can get more than one because obviously the John Madden football theme would be amazing, but it would also be awesome to do a Mystery Science Theater 3000. Kind of sit back and talk like, whoa, terrible move, horrible, oh man, some super good commentary. So yeah, I can't wait. Steve Bruley, matter of fact, he is in. Steve, is any of your guys going to be able to come down? It sure would be awesome to see everybody.
Got multiple Lake of Virginia, South Carolina. We got people coming from the river. Be awesome.
Yo, absolutely. We've got Spencer checking in as well, saying he's loving the web show, and he's got a little wild turkey in the cup.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Yo, speaking somebody's kind of language.
No doubt. I actually haven't had a drink for like 2 weeks. Stubbed my toe, because everyone here on the show knows my battle with gout. Stubbed my toe, gangster mode, because I had to talk to my lady about this. She's going to have to keep an eye on me when we get to be 80, because I just walk around and just like, and like Juice has this problem with small things. Like, he doesn't care about things that are small. He leaves them everywhere: his keys, his cell phone, even his models. I tend to look past obstacles in my path, and just jam myself into things. And I've kind of like learned to like dull myself to the pain over the years. But I'm like, so the way I stubbed my toe the other day, like 2 weeks ago, if I was 80, like I would have fallen. I couldn't get up.
So
You know what I'm
first off,
saying?
this is the progression. It's like stub toe, broken toes like this. Then you try to brace yourself from hitting the arm, shattered forearm.
Yep.
Then obviously you have nothing left to do but tuck and roll like Tony Romo did the other night.
Broke both
and
hips.
Literally both hips and a shoulder dislocated.
That's
And
fine.
so-
I'm in the mode where I get mad at the wall after the wall does it to me with my foot. I'll get up and look at the wall like it deserves to die.
You obviously did this on purpose. So what had happened to me was like I stubbed my toe, and then I learned a new valuable lesson in my journey with gout, is that if you stub your toe and you have bad gout like I do, a gout will attack the injured toe and cause a flare.
That sounds like some good pain right there. That sounds some like grade A, like quality pain.
Yeah, no, it was solid, and so I dealt with that. So I'm over it now, just in time for last year at Toys for Tot. Anyone who remembers, I think I was going through a big gout flare.
You were. That's exactly it.
So I'm glad like it cleared up before it. So I'm not gonna hit you with my annual limp. Like I'm gonna be strong, coming in hot. Please, someone bring me some wild turkey so I can have a drink. I didn't even get to have any over Thanksgiving holidays because it was just too real.
Yo, it's going down. So I don't know if you guys, I won't spend too much time talking about it, but I've had absolutely no idea what gout was until Kenny talking step by step, basically, it feeling like shards of glass ground up in between your joints and all this, And I remember seeing those commercials with these big green liquids, like the test tubes in your thing. Like, do you have gout? Do you have this? Are you carrying around baggage? All I envision now, your toes are glow sticks, the little light sticks. And every time you stub it, all of a sudden it goes neon, and gout comes attacking. And
It's I'm obviously was born in the Civil War era. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like that's, you know what I'm saying?
I was about to say that. I'm like, I honestly didn't think gout was a thing until Kenny said that, and then I was like, what is that like dropsy and consumption? It's like these Victorian era diseases. I was like, what is going on? And it's still a thing apparently.
It's the worst, but obviously, we don't need to, go too hard in the paint, but I would say the worst thing about it is I can't get my wild turkey on it, in the middle of it all, or it just makes it so much worse. So I'm looking forward to having a drink with some of our veterans who are going to show up to support this Toys for Tot event. And it's going to be an epic Saturday afternoon to Saturday evening. Looking forward to seeing you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's I'm gonna hit
quick
up
aside.
Sure.
That particular Mechanicum box that I just talked about, Rob Baer just talked about that they are sold out on that. He said the Maniple is still in stock, but they are sold out on the one with the 2 bots and the 6 breacher destroyer guys.
Gotcha. So a good deal like that probably wouldn't last long. So Emperor's Canaries just wants to say, hope we had a great Thanksgiving, and everybody else, we are hoping that you did as well. He's literally just making up 2 40K apocalypse lists. That sounds like some stuff Austin loves. Literally, I get to play with all my models.
Dude, I'm telling you, those lists are hard to make because I just start throwing everything in there, and you're like, how do you lose? I don't get,
It's the game that Apocalypse, the game that everyone wins.
Everyone wins or everyone loses. That's definitely a good time.
So Evan is saying, what's up? He just finished some Death Company this week and some Blood Angels, the Thunderhammer Storm Shield Terminators, our favorite kind. Oh, and Kenny, just a quick Q&A fact. Benjamin Franklin had gout.
True Pimp.
Obviously. He likes
go stand outside the storm, Kenny. Next big storm comes around.
Oh my God! I was walking around our nation's capital because I was in D.C. for the holidays, and I'm limping around just trying to man it up with while I'm walking through like Lincoln Memorial and Vietnam Memorial and the Korean War Memorial. And I'm just like, this sucks. And I'm like looking at all these like the 55,000 names on the Vietnam Memorial. And I'm like, I'm such a bitch. Like, and stood up straight and just manned it up and just walked through it all,
Oh yeah, that's right. That's how it's done.
All of a sudden. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, that's how winning is done.
Absolutely.
Feeling real sad for myself, and then I was like, gotta man it up. But it was interesting. When I was at the Korean War Memorial, looking. I don't know if anyone's seen it. It's an amazing memorial with they've got like a green kind of jungle maintained like garden with all these like I want to say heroic, epic scaled statues of soldiers. And they're a little bit bigger than life size with like the bigger hands, the bigger feet, and you can see the copyrights of the casts on them where they were probably cast. They looked like they were made out of clay and then bronzed and then painted. And I was like, this is like some epic model. Like these are just so beautiful. Like I was just like appreciating them on a whole new level. Like coming to get somebody in here to design all these and just make these a beautiful like bigger than life soldiers. It was amazing. You know what I mean? Like and they contract these things out, try to give people work. So I'm like, man, they need to get GW on the next one they do.
Oh.
Get some new level stuff, because it's an old memorial, obviously. It was beautiful though. I was very happy with it.
Absolutely. Troy checking in. We've got Lou taking a break from base coding. 6,000 points of Grey Knights.
Points of Grey Knights.
I was like, man, that is a small. What does this have to do with the airbrush? Oh, gotcha. That many points. Okay.
You mean you got three servo skulls? Got it.
Yes.
Yeah. Like that dude might have more Grey Knights than I do. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, 6K is no joke. I mean, you must have everything. That must be 100 Terminators and.
I mean, yeah. Think about it. Like an Adepticon army for the team is only 4,000 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. Speaking of which, epic segue.
Yo, I mean, is it Adepticon time? I feel like I'm about to pack my bags and get on a plane. Wow. If you didn't get your tickets for the event that we have been talking about, the Long War team event, it's sold out. And then we had to get an extension.
So last time I checked, there was 8 slots available. So that means we sold out our 80 team slots. They expanded 20. We've already sold 12 of those last time I checked. So, get on it. I mean, like, while you're listening to this, get Adepticon.org, get registered if you're trying to play in it. Get on it now because there's an opportunity to still get into it. We're at over 100 people right now for that event.
Nice.
For the Bringing Hobby Back, No Holds Barred, Long War Social doubles event. It's going to be huge. And, it's going to be out of control. Haspel's going to be there. I'd also like to announce to the world that Mike Haspel is the 4th member on the Long War.
That's right.
4-man team, the flagship event that Adepticon is known for, the 4-man team, which is Saturday and Sunday. Our event's Friday. It's kind of a warm-up to that event. We're going to include some of the classic mission formulas, like we're definitely going to do an Allied Table Quarters and a Mark for Death mission. These have been in the mission packet for 10 years for Adepticon. So definitely it's going to be a little warm-up. You can come in there with some of your teammates, play in a much more casual environment. You're going to win. We're trying to play to win. We'll just change the parameters of victory to include as much hobby score as battle score. So it's going to be pretty serious as we write these missions and we really think about what we want the rubric breakdown. And since Haspel's going to be out there, we're going to have an extra all hands on deck to make sure this 120-plus man event runs smooth.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I am to the max pumped about this event. Was super happy to hear Haspel was coming in. So it is going to be a full-fledged party weekend.
We should also do a poll by the end of the show, maybe answer the question on the podcast. We have some exciting movement for what we're going to be playing there. It's going to be we're actually having an army made from the ground up. We're working in promotion with a new painting studio that hasn't come out the gate yet, but they're going to come out the gate with this army, our Adepticon army. And I'm going to take a poll. What do you guys think it is? What it's going to be? And who's playing what? And let's get this Q&A on it. But obviously, we should probably talk about some meat and potatoes, maybe some more Q&A options. But I know that the experts are in the house. We got Austin and we got Juice, who are basically official Imperial Guard Astra Militarum experts. And we have some questions for them, I think.
Well, I got some answers for you, buddy. And for Adepticon, I'm going in to make Juice jealous because I'm running Guard at Adepticon as well.
Oh, man. Yo, there's going to be more Astra Militarum there this year than ever because I know there's going to be at least 2 of us.
You and me, baby.
Yo, that is literally a 200% increase from last year.
Here's a fact too. This is how good Astra Militarum is. I had Astra Militarum as my allies to my Super Friends last year when I got 4th place and then qualified for the top 16 and played through in there and did really well. So Astra Militarum has been there. It's always been good. But now new combos have been leaked because I was just going like Wyverns because they're so good, and I had you know, obviously Mistral and Priest linking up with the Super Friends. Like I wasn't thinking outside the box. I had like a command squad coming. I thought I was clever because I had a company command squad with 4 melta-guns coming in a Space Wolf drop pod doing the ignore cover order. I was like, I'm a genius. You know what I'm saying? But the stuff you guys are doing, especially in the Long War League, has been pretty thought-provoking.
Yo, yeah, we literally, I can't wait. We've definitely got to get to these Q&A because it's stacking up. But, spoiler alert, in the Beats Laboratory, this is what happens when geniuses get together in Beats Laboratories. You put play styles together. You're like, oh, what is it that you like? What is it that I like? Let's put it together, and literally gems. Megatron is born, you know, like.
It's gold, man.
Absolutely.
It's gold. There's so many versions of some good guard lists that have already been out there, and all these new rules are just adding to the flavor of it, basically. So I can't wait to go over that in a little bit.
Yeah. So, so Alfie B is checking in.
Oh my God, Alfie B, the IV.
Yes, IV the fourth. I didn't even realize that it was broke down like that. I love it.
That's new. Me and Rob just came up with that.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely love it. Sal, Mr. Sal himself. He's been, he actually, congratulations on a new job, new place, new everything. And he is back in action, back on the grind. So, Sal, great to have you. Excuse me. We also have.
Get it out of you, Jude.
Yo, I completely apologize.
You want to know? You know how many acid refluxes I have to edit out of battle reports?
And
it turns out if you don't have a gallbladder.
Yes, and it's even worse. I'm actually doing this to myself. I'm drinking crayon apple and vodka. And let me tell you, it's like a passion of mine, and it just kills my esophagus. So, who else do we have? Checking in, famous Amos, Sean Brown, Mr. CEO himself. Man, we got everybody in the house. Branton checking in from across the way.
Lady of Slanesh, holler.
Yo, Lady of Slanesh, absolutely.
Yo, you gotta check out the Lady of Slanesh's GoFundMe page. I noticed that she had one. She's trying to go to Adepticon.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, absolutely. She also has a great gaming group that she's trying to link back up with and do a big tour in the United States. Kick it with us. Like, yo, absolutely. She's got a lot of stuff going on, so make sure you check her out on all the different medias. So, I can't wait anymore. Where are we at? IG, Astra Militarum. There's been some new stuff that's happening. We got new things out, new formations, new rules leaked. Austin, you want to take it from the top and give us kind of our favorites with some of those orders and things like that can be given to our favorite people?
Absolutely, man. First off, if you guys have been following the battle reports, you've seen that I've been running a Steel Host, which is the only formation to date that has existed for guard. You know, they've been a little behind, but now they have like a book full of them. So, like you said, one of our favorites, they've got the new artillery command formation, which allows a command squad company commander to issue orders to the vehicles in the formation.
So you can give ignore cover to the vehicles, finally.
Right, and now these vehicles are not every tank, so you can't, you know, make past ignore cover, but we're talking about mana cores that are ignoring cover.
Yeah, so let's
pinning wyverns. You can give wyverns pinning.
I am giddy right now. Like linchpin of my army that we put together and finding is Manicore is coming back. Like he is being able to put in so much work. He fills a hole, right? And all of a sudden now he gets ignore cover. You're talking about because it's barrage, he's able to. Well, I don't want to go too much into the list as of for this segment, but yes, being able to give something besides a split fire order, where two vehicles can do other things.
And now, what vehicles are on this list that can squadron out? Is it based on squadron? Is it based on formation? Can you give the whole formation ignore cover, or just like
this is the formation? It is a company command squad that has to be in a Chimera or a Tarox. It is 2 units chosen in any following. You can choose Basilisks, Hydras, or Wyverns. So choose your flavor. You can have Basilisks that ignore cover now. Like, you got to keep that in mind.
That was the one thing that everybody was like, well, I don't really like the Basilisks because it doesn't like everybody loves high strength low AP weapons, large blasts.
check this out. So you get the 2 units, and they're still, you can take them in multiples. So 2 Basilisks or 2 Wyverns is 1 unit.
Is Manticore still does not have a squadron ability, or do they have?
Well, the actual codex hasn't dropped to show all of the rules yet. This is so I don't know yet, but who knows?
Yeah, as it currently stands, they still
They've
can't.
for 2 or 3 codexes, they have not been squadronable.
Correct. So we're talking about 2 units of Wyverns, Hydras, or Basilisks, 1 unit of either the Death Strike missile or Manticore.
Oh, so obviously you're taking a Manticore because the Death Strike missile sucks.
Oh, no doubt. So, and then you have to take 1 to 3 Engineers. That's the
Which
whole
are
formation.
obviously the best 40 points in the Imperial Guard Codex.
They're amazing.
Absolutely, there's some secret tech there for all you IG players out there. Giving Power of the Machine Spirit to a vehicle within 12 inches is unbelievable. Not only because, like, all of a sudden now, if you're running past gets shaken, he can always shoot that 20 Punisher shot.
It lets you engage, like, especially since Pass can issue like a split fire order. He can do like split fire, resolve that, Power of the Machine Spirit here, and still engage 3 targets with really quality weapons.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, that unit's kind of expensive when you got a Plasma Cutioner and Pass, and you're like, well, they can only engage. I'm like, hey, all of a sudden, for a little 40 extra points, I can engage 3 units now. And with Pass having multi-meltas and last cannon, he literally can just point and click a vehicle or something of choice, and turn that Punisher cannon to put in work at whatever else.
Oh, no joke. So obviously, Pass hasn't changed. He can be taken in a lot of these formations, but nothing special. The formation that we were just talking about, there's the Voxcaster is in the command squad, which is the guy that helps with your orders.
So does that let you? So do the tanks have an ability to get a Voxcaster so they can reroll all their orders, or?
No. So you're just issuing orders from the command Chimera, and then basically issuing them to your tanks. But the Voxcaster works a little differently. It can choose an enemy unit within 18 inches, and all weapons are twin link that shoot at that unit from this formation.
Oh,
That hurt.
Oh shit!
Heard that was good.
So that means
Yes.
that means now you get the twin linked barrage, multiple flips with rerolls on the Manticore.
Yes.
That is game changer. 'Cause That's one of the most abusive reasons why the Wyvern is so good. Like, me and Juice have gone back and forth on like Wyvern versus Thunderfire cannons. I'm just like, and I'm sure he's starting to see it. You just can't argue with the fact that for no additional points, it just always is twin linked, and you get to reroll those flips.
Oh, absolutely. You got to have prescience or some kind of. You got to give them twin linked or something like that. If not,
it's now you're saying my Wyvern. My Wyverns already have it. That's fine. But now the Manticore, like every time you roll that big 3 shot, it's just gonna crush things.
Yeah, and because it's a limited amount of rockets and everything else, you want to make sure that every one of those
quality shots.
Exactly what it is. Also, another sleeper that kind of helps with it because even though the unit is already kind of buff, but that Plasma Cutioner getting twin linked with those plasma shots, not even just preferred enemy, getting the actual get to reroll that whole set of to hit is just as clutch.
Huh. That is so good.
So these are some things to think on. Obviously, I'm a tank lover. If you guys see me play guard, I'm not about the blobs. Not yet. I haven't got them painted, but I have a bunch of guys. But there's another tank formation in here that caught my eye, or another 2 rather. Obviously, the first one you guys can see, I have mine sitting right here. You get to take 3 of these and 1 engine seer. That is the formation.
That's a Chimera, right?
No, this is a
That's a Rhino.
sword.
That's a Rhino.
So 3 Bane blade chassis, however you want to get them out, and an engine seer is the formation.
Wow, what a beast! And for everybody at home that doesn't know, that Storm Sword shoots a large, huge. It's a 10-inch.
There's
It's
actually
10-inch, strength 10, AP1 ignore cover.
Yeah, it's that's. I mean, no. Here's something I like too. I want to touch on for a second. I've always been disappointed with like shooting armies having like low ballistic skill, and until Mass Fire came out. Now what I get reverse annoyed at is shooting armies all universally having like BS4. So one of the interesting things here is that there's shooting army with BS4, but there's built-in redundancies, like little combos to make your mass fire army have more quality firepower. So one of the things I hate about the Eldar Codex is that they have all these guns and they all just hit on 3s. And one of the things that's interesting about Tau is that they have all these guns that hit on 4s, but they have all these ways to make it redundant. So now I like they're going that route with Imperial Guard. And I wish they would do that too, because Eldar traditionally in the past was BS3 across the table.
Yes.
That
was actually, and it was huge, and they were BS3, and they didn't have the faux rending, and all of a sudden within an edition, within one book, they just go into this Super Saiyan mode of a very high quality shooter with another cool special rule. One thing that I also like about guard shooting is that it's not just what kind of frustrated me about with Eldar for the most part. It literally is just mass fire. And even with Tau, for the most part, all it is SMS missiles, or broadside missiles. There's no variance of weapons. What I love about the Guard is that there's all different kinds. There's shots that ignore cover. There's shots that have high strength with high AP as well, like a Manticore. It's only AP4. It's not doing that much. It's not killing Marines, but it has a role. You've got Wyverns. Again, no AP to be heard of, but it kills hordes and other things, but it's still followed up with layered shooting of the Plasma Cutioner, the things like this. I mean, I love playing an army that is full, well-rounded shooting.
They are, and I'm gonna go over some. Obviously, everyone knows that there's a Decurion format for the new Guard. I was happy to see that the only thing you're required to take is the battle group command, which is basically the HQ of this enemy company. It's the only thing you have to take. So you can just take a Lord Commissar and unlock everything.
Wow.
You can just take a company command squad, unlock everything. Tank commander, I can just take Pask and then unlock this entire arsenal of formations. So that's pretty neat. Usually you have to take a command and a corps, and then that opens up your auxiliaries. For this, you just have to take the one command.
To be honest, do you know what that is? What it sounded like? Now, a lot of those things, are they tanks?
There are a lot of formations with vehicles, yes.
So my thing is, hey guys, Tank Company is back.
Oh, amen. There's one on here that I'm going to go over. That's the last, basically, Lehman Russ formation. It's not as good as the Steel Host, in my opinion, but it does, however, make the 5 Lehman Russ in that formation Ballistic Seal 4 versus BS3.
See, that's cool because now there's a formation to augment them. That's what I like, is I like to see these augments, these buffs, these real reasons to take these formations. They need to be more than just grouping a bunch of cool vehicles together to exploit your force organization chart. There needs to be some buff.
I agree, and they definitely give it. If you guys like the troop route, if you guys like blob squads and all that, this is it's set up perfectly for you. They didn't let you down. Infantry platoons, you can just take them for free, basically, in this sort of detachment. So you start thinking about all the guys you can fit in that. I mean, it starts adding up. But the command benefits from this, basically all your hotshot or las guns get to reroll 1s.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
it's not preferred enemy. It's a different wording.
It is. It's just for the troops. So it's not really benefiting any vehicles, but all your foot sloggers gain this command benefit.
And that's an interesting point. That's something that Haspel, I'm sure, feels because he plays so much Grey Knights. Grey Knights is a perfect primary example of a codex that came out with all these little formations in there. And literally, no one cares about anything except Nemesis Strike Force. And the only reason they really care about it is because you can abuse the force organization chart. Sure, deep striking on turn 1 is nice, but you don't even always use it. It's mainly about taking essentially an allied slot that lets you expand your force org slot and ally with yourself. You know what I mean? That's
right.
You know what I'm saying?
This is completely exactly. This is doing the absolute opposite. If you guys like orders, issuing orders, and doing all that stuff, the other command benefits in this, you get to roll an additional dice when you do your leadership and discard the highest roll for your orders.
Oh, so it's really hard to double sticks.
Now, and you can also issue orders up to 24 inches.
Oh,
that's super clutch.
So And a lot of people were kind of trashing.
Because orders were kind of hard to use, and orders, even though it seemed like there's some amazing orders in there, the senior orders are amazing. It's that I make so many guard armies where I just don't care about them because they're so hard. They're so situational.
They're stagnant. Like they don't move. They have to sit in their little bunker to use those orders.
And then you give chimeras the command vehicle ability. It's just like it's great, but it's like hard to use. Now they're saying, okay, must take now. Check this out.
Absolutely. So that, to me, people were saying that Tau got the most love out of these 2 new campaign supplements, which has got to be true. I mean, obviously, Tau.
It's a close runner-up, though. It's.
But you just got to read between the lines and see everything that guard players have been doing just got better. Just to be honest, like whatever you wanted to do, you can still do it, and you got cool new toys and benefits to play with.
So what I love about after going super deep with the new IG stuff and lists and things, I am actually loving how difficult it actually is to play guard. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not like you were saying the combined arms ability that they have. It's a more tactical ability. Like the only thing that like an other army does is really is target priority, and like don't get it twisted. Like everyone's like you gotta have a good target priority. It takes like 4 games to get good target priority. You know what I mean? Like once you it's about layering traps, figuring out angles. It's it's not difficult to have target priority, and not to mention like having things that can go anywhere on the table. Like it's just not the same thing. IG, of course, you need target priority. You need target priority to play the game. What they have like what am I gonna sacrifice to get this trap? How am I gonna push here? How am I gonna pull here? It's the closest thing to like real life tactics in my opinion, like from like World War II,
Yeah, and that's a great thing that you bring up is the speed aspect. There's no get out of jail free card at the end of the game, just turbo boost jet bikes.
Right. Well, and what I really love about this approach that they've taken to guard, you're never going to see the same list because if you like taking sentinels, there's a formation in here that makes sentinels better than they were. So like you're obviously going to run this. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not forced to just take 6 squads of jet bikes and a couple Wraith Knights. There's so many options. I love it.
Absolutely. So I want to just take a pause there and hit back over to the Q&A because it is stacked to the max. So we've got Craig checking in from the UK. Played in a tournament this weekend and, drum roll please, won based on sportsmanship and painting. Nice. Obviously you must have played well and things like that, but because of those scores added in, that's exactly, Craig, what we're talking about, brother. And so he's glad that it came down to that. He's also working on some Blood Bowl dwarves. Also, yes, I know 11-0 sounds so amazing. Probably the best Thanksgiving I've had in a while because of the fact I saw the family and I was able to get to see my Panthers do it.
And that's a Blood Bowl team, right? That's the Panthers? Yep. Okay.
I'll tell you what was the worst football I've ever seen was my Eagles just getting their ass kicked on Thanksgiving.
That was pretty tough. Haspel, what else do we have in the Q&A here?
The big one that's jumping out to me is my boy Jammin428, who is my buddy Dave, and he is taunting me by saying that there's a new Portillo's in town. I'm out here in Colorado, man. There is, what's crazy is we actually had a place had limited Italian beef sandwiches for just the summer. This place called Freddy's had them, and they served them right. They served them wet and everything.
Chicago style.
And it was perfect. And then they did away with them because it was just for the summer. So
yep. That's traditionally been one of our highlights of going to Adepticon. And I remember when we brought Juice there for the first time. And he was a sandwich snob, sandwich connoisseur, and he was like, let's see what this is like,
Walked up, I want you to know, went ahead and had lunch, and then all of a sudden found out that, today is the day. So I was like, well, obviously it's fine, dog. Like, but you just ate. Okay, let me get this beef sandwich that everybody's talking about. And what is that? Is that a Chicago dog? I'll take one of those. What are those? Some kind of Chicago fries? Yes, please. Is that banana pudding? Yes. And strawberry pudding. I'll take it all.
You're making me hungry.
Yes. Absolutely. Who's next on deck?
I'm looking here.
Oh, cool. So we've got David Plummer. I just like to run them down to give everybody a quick shout out. So David is checking in. Thanks for keeping it fresh on the content. Painting his first Imperial Knight. Yo, which knight is it, man? Which one are you painting up?
That's actually a pretty interesting topic we should talk about just for a brief second is the holiday content schedule. So obviously we got a lot of veterans here watching the webcast and everything. And so obviously there's been some discrepancies in what we've been telling you guys. We've been saying that the webcast is exclusive to the Hall of Veterans, though during the Kickstarter it hasn't been. We've been releasing the webcast right to YouTube the next day, and that's a promotional choice just to put content out there to drive people back to the Kickstarter. But we have been still putting exclusive content in Hall of Veterans to kind of supplement it, and that's when we've been introducing you guys to some of our partners. Basement Collective, Kevin and his brother Irvin. Obviously, we got our Swedish Southern painter, Southern Wargamer guy, Southern Painting. Also, we're going to be introducing you guys to JP here really soon. So we have been fulfilling our obligation to give you guys that original content that only you guys see. But I wanted to say that that's going to end here really soon, and we're sorry for the lull because we actually, we took the Thanksgiving season off, and so obviously there's going to be a lapse there. We're going to keep putting out content starting this week again to the Hall of Veterans. There was a week lapse, and on YouTube we're going to actually starting next week. YouTubers who watch our content for free, you know who you are, and we're going to be. Which is fine, as long as you don't sit there and comment on how it's not fine. We're going to be going to a 2-week backslide. We're going to be adding more value to the Hall of Veterans by saying everyone in the Hall of Veterans who sees the battle reports, the painting tutorial by me, and the hobby tutorial by Rob Air, you're getting that now 2 weeks early in the Hall of Veterans starting sometime next week. So there's absolutely way more drive to be a veteran right now. And also the Beats Laboratory, we're going to do another big initiative here to have the download section of the Beats Laboratory. We're going to breathe some new life into it with a new look, with new lists. We're going to get some new fresh beats all around, some of these IG things that we're talking about, some new Grey Knight stuff. So we have a lot of things happening. And also, you heard it here. We're going to take another break. We're going to take our network break going into Christmas. It's going to be a week. It's going to go over Christmas, and we're going to start again on January 4th. So we're going to miss 2 content cycles, and then on the new year, on January 4th, the new battle report will drop. But don't worry, the league will resolve. The league will conclude before then, and then some. So there's still lots of content before we go on our network break, and we hit you guys hard again in the new year.
And speaking of veterans, we've got John, as you are kind of new to all of this. I like to give everybody nicknames, and we got John Bonanza. Hope everybody's had a happy Thanksgiving. He is new to the whole veteranness, and this is exactly what the community that he wants to be a part of. He loves what we stand for, and he's glad that he's found us, and it's only taken him a couple of years. So, John, man, appreciate the love, and stay with us.
It's not too bad. We've actually only been a company for about 7 months, I think. If Rob's still listening, he can fact check me on that. So you're not too far behind. So it's all good, brother.
And actually, Robbie B tapped in and was able to send one of his servo arms over to Type to let us know that we are almost as good to listen to as Lady Gaga. He's torn. He's torn. He's like, Lady Gaga or you guys? Lady Gaga. So thanks for making time for us, Rob.
Yeah, I want to give a quick shout out to a really game that has more. It has no right being as fun as it is because it's kind of stupid. But if you like Knights and you have a smart device or an iPad or something like that, there's a game that's out there it's free to play called Freeblade, where you control the guns of a Knight Titan, and it kind of it's on a track and it moves around. You're blowing up orcs and chaos guys. Really just stupid amounts of fun. Free to play.
Oh my God! What is it called? I'm literally buying that.
I want that in my life.
Yeah, Freeblade. It's free to play, but obviously, just like all the free to play, that kind of structure, you can pay to get additional unlocks.
It's a winning structure. It's like what the internet. It's I have no problems with that because, if I feel like I need that sweet rocket launcher and I don't want to grind for it, you best believe I'm getting them $5.
Well, one of the tightest things for me about the game is it has a Knight Painter in there, and it has all the GW colors. Now, granted, those are locked, and you unlock them as you unlock the levels. But you could literally sit there with a Knight model and point on your iPad and paint it virtually on the iPad.
And so you can like
Wow.
basically do some prototype color schemes.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can bring it up. I don't know if the camera is going to be able to capture it.
I actually just
I'll
started
try.
playing Space Wolf. I know it's a little bit older. That's like, which is like the old we talked about it last time, the old Nintendo DS battle game. Where you have your little units and you go around and you get your cards and you can buy things. I just started playing that the other day on my tablet, and yet again, amazing amounts of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The only thing I didn't like about that is I was hoping that they would just like let me buy the whole game for like, $30. Just let
Please.
me pay for the whole thing. Just unlock everything. Here's $30. Just unlock the whole thing.
I just want to apologize to all the listeners of the podcast tomorrow because it's going to be a little lackluster because we're literally going to be playing this game instead of actually talking when we're supposed to.
All right, so I don't know if the
amazing.
camera can capture this, but this is what it looks like. I'm going to try to hold it steady while I talk, and that's how you can tap the knight to view a close-up of it.
That is awesome.
And it has, there's where you select your paints, and you can paint them.
Yeah,
Damn,
that
it
is
looks like a model.
badass.
It looks like a model on the screen. It's amazing.
Yeah. I was thinking it was going to be some like pixely super etch-a-sketch guy, but that is amazing.
That's
Yeah,
a nice
and keep in mind, my iPad is like Gen 1 busted-ass old iPad. So.
Well, speaking of games, it's a miracle I'm not still playing Fallout. Anybody out there right now?
My lady is currently playing Fallout 3 in the other room, taking a break from screenwriting because we don't have the Xbox One yet. We've decided we're an Xbox family, and we're waiting to get another payday before we just treat ourselves to Xbox One. And we also have to get through our work schedule because obviously you know what happens when you start playing Fallout 4. So
I'm gone, dude. I get home from work, and then it's all of a sudden it's 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I should probably eat, Shit.
I mean, so she's running back through the Capital Wasteland, Fallout 3, crushing super mutants. She's playing it on very hard and just doing. I'm very proud of her. That you don't see a lot of ladies out there running the Fallout on very hard difficulty level. Just crushing it out like she's doing right now.
It's awesome, man. I've been speaking about hobbying. The Fallout 4 has a construction feature where you have settlements and you get to build bases. So I found myself I don't even play the game. I'm on there building like castles and shit for 4 hours. It's crazy.
Resource management, one of my favorite parts of role-playing games.
Time vampire. That's the term you want to use.
So speaking of all these knights, Melissa Brown, that is Lady Slanestra, working on a scratch-built Titan, and can't wait for this 30K versus Grey Knights game tomorrow night. So much to do, so little time.
Much love to you and everything, but I'm rooting for the Grey Knights. Sorry, I cannot root for chaos.
No, you can't.
No, I cannot.
Oh man, so famous Amos just had to mimic that. He said, "Oh my God, I fell into the wasteland." Also, and then took about 2 weeks before I saw the sun.
Let's take one more opportunity to promote, because now that we have a little bit more people in here watching who may not heard the public service announcement earlier, Kickstarter. So Kickstarter, we got about 48 hours left. We're almost at that 2-day mark. It's going to end Friday night, almost midnight. And I just want to give this little announcement to everyone who's been confused and struggling with the how some items you can just add to your cart and sometimes you can't, and so people are getting apprehensive about their pledges because they don't know if they're going to get the thing that they want. It's all very confusing, and it's a pretty lame algorithm. But here's the truth right here. When it ends, you're not going to ever be in danger of not receiving your pledge and not having an opportunity to lock it all in and getting your rewards. In about 2 days, we're going to be sending you guys emails, every single one of you. And it's going to be a very clear and concise order form. And you're going to have opportunities to edit your pledge right there, reduce it or increase it, to get all the things you want. It's going to be very easy. You're not going to lose out opportunities to get rewards. You're not going to feel like maybe you over-pledged and you only got like a $10 reward. That's not going to happen. It cannot happen. The algorithm doesn't allow it. We're actually paying third-party algorithms to make it even a better process for all of the pledges currently. So hold tight. Be generous where applicable if you can, and don't hesitate to check out the new Adventurers item pouch, the legendary. What do we call it? The pouch of holding.
Yes, the
Magic sack.
We basically have the epic dice bag that you've been seeing Juice and all the battle reports playing with. That's available now. And also, the shot glasses. Don't hesitate to get those shot glasses. And I know a lot of people are kind of waiting to the end to see what that process is going to be like. It's going to be very easy and very smooth as we spend the next 30 days processing all the orders, getting all the intake, getting all the bundled shipping options to everybody, and then start fulfilling these orders coming into the new year. So all the early bird people are going to get their stuff before Christmas. Hopefully, who knows how shipping is going to be, but we're going to be working hard here the next 30 days to get you guys all your pledges taken care of, and everyone will get the reward they want. I promise you that. That's a promise from the Long War.
Absolutely, and just that the sack of Inevitable Bag of Holding can hold about 1 million shot glasses as well.
Yes.
In fits. So
I guarantee you can put a pint of Wild Turkey in there and the 3 bundle shot glass deal inside of there.
all your tapes, tape measure, and measuring sticks, blast templates will all fit in this bag, and wallet.
Hey, all handcrafted, all double line, drawstring, embroidered, by somebody in this community. Like we said, everything we have in this Kickstarter is being sourced through people in this community.
Yo, I also want to just put out before, and we'll stop pimping the bag, but I do want to say, I don't know if you guys have noticed when it's in the battle reports more, the Beast Laboratory and everything else, and you see it standing up, it's not leaning against a building. It's not, we're not talking about like I've got something stuck in there. Literally, it holds itself up. It is so well done. It's got a sewn-in flat bottom.
It's not just a piece of fabric that has a drawstring on it, so it's round. It's actually
not a Crown Royal bag.
Yeah.
That was the analogy I made, like with the liquor bags that people use for dice.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason those ones are free. You know what I'm saying? It's because they.
It's one piece. It's one piece of fabric.
It's a loincloth. Shit. Yeah. No,
that's actually why the early bird special dice bag is essentially free. Like our first 35 people who basically bought that dice set got essentially a dice bag for $2. There's a reason, because it is that one piece of fabric drawstring with the more simplified embroidery on it. There's a reason that one is so we're giving it away for free. It's because it's a thank you, and it's not as expensive to manufacture. This bag, however, is a handcrafted process, and it is beautiful. And I am so glad that we now have unveiled it, and people are having the opportunity to purchase it, because it is literally. I'm excited about this bag. I've got two.
Absolutely, and this is the last thing. This bag actually kind of insinuates the whole concept of bringing the hobby back. Like you all around have really nice things, really nice stuff, and you want to show it all off. And this is top quality things. Evan has got my mind getting blown here real quick. Evan Valdyke. True or false? The Wraithseer is an independent character, monstrous creature. In this new formation, in the new Doom, that's a real thing.
So I am not the person to answer that question.
Yeah, I do not know.
Yeah. Austin, Adar, do you have any information?
Tom, you were breaking up a little bit on me.
Oh, sorry about that. The Wraithseer is a independent monstrous creature in this Doom, the new Doom formation that they have. Is this a thing? Oh man, this is unbelievable. Again, we have monstrous creatures attaching to other monstrous creatures. Is that a thing? Is that what we're talking about?
That's a thing, yes.
We need somebody to investigate this.
That's a rules conundrum right there. Like,
possible.
No one. You can't do it unless it specifically states. The Mechanicum has those robots that can do it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's the new stuff coming out. Obviously the new Forge World-ish stuff for Eldar as well. I haven't read it. We're missing Robbie B on that one.
Well, we will. He's in the Matrix. He's hearing. He's actually not here. He's tapped into my cell phone, and he's listening to my conversation from the house. He'll let me know. Robbie B, we need you.
And Evan was also asking a question about
where your head's at.
About Team Yankee, and he was asking if it was worth it, if I've played it yet. I have not played it yet, and oftentimes we're disappointed when a game company announces a delay. They did announce a delay to Team Yankee, so we were expecting it out in December. I guess it's coming out first quarter next year. I'm actually happy about that because my wallet, it's preferred enemy wallet. I can't do it. So I'm actually happy it's coming first quarter. So I haven't got a chance to play.
Hatred, Mike Haspel's wallet.
That's right. It's painful, man. So I'm like, oh, thank goodness it's got delayed a little bit. But yeah, I haven't played it yet, so I can't offer a verdict one way or another.
Got it. So Evan came back and gave us the breakdown. The Doom is the new Forge World book. The Wraithseer cannot join a squad of monstrous creatures, but he is a monstrous creature that can join a squad, from what he's seeing. Wow.
I want him. Well, hold on. I don't want him. He's in a bag in my closet. I haven't built him, so maybe I should.
I feel like this guy is gonna see some table play here. He's got.
I mean, it's such a great model. Obviously, it's got a way cooler kit, way better arms and weaponry than the regular Wraith Lord. And that you guys are all familiar with the Wraith Lord's size and stuff. That's pretty neat if you can start throwing him in some Warp Spiders or something like that. I don't know how you can play off that, but I'm sure it's abusable.
Nothing about what you're saying is cool.
Hey, the model's cool, okay?
Okay.
Virginia Tech Eldar is cool.
One thing about what you're saying is cool.
Well, it's still a Wraith Lord. Like, he's still gonna die to everything.
Haspel, can you get behind me on this? Xenos' scum is even worse than heretical scum.
Not all Xenos, but Eldar especially. Necrons are okay because they're machines.
Hey, thank you, Haspel, for defending the Tyranids. Thank you.
That's funny. I've put the Eldar away, so I've been leaning towards the Imperium recently. So
good man, backbone of the Empire.
Absolutely. So we've got the King checking in. Nice to catch you guys live. He's painting some bolt action minis.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Haspel, break us down about that. What is that about?
That's a 28 mil World War II game. So if you think about like Flames of War being like a company size engagement or larger, with like bolt action is platoon size. Like just a couple squads of guys.
Like the magnifying glass goes in 2 levels. It goes beyond 40K and goes one more, right?
Yes.
Word.
Yep.
Absolutely. Man, I didn't even realize Ash is in here, man. Ash, great to see you in. Apologize I haven't shouted you out already. So he's got a question, and this is a perfect one to maybe end on. So what is the merchandise plan post-Kickstarter? Are you guys going to sell these items permanently in a web store / out of your trunks? Maybe at a swap meet? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, probably not just yet. Because obviously company growth is at different stages. We're currently at the reinvestment stage of our company, so we obviously wouldn't have a warehouse or a fulfillment center. Like right now, we only have 3 employees and they don't get paid. Mm-hmm. Juice, myself, and Rob. So we're not going to be able to like do a full-time fulfillment center just yet. But we do have plans. We absolutely do have plans to expand to that eventually.
100%.
Well, unless Juice, unless you want to convert the food truck into a swag delivery service.
Yo, I like where your head's at. All of a sudden, we're actually only doing 2 things. You have to buy a shirt, a shot glass, and a Philly cheesesteak with every order.
We'll bring it to you.
That's it. That's it. Well, guys, what a great hour, and thanks for everybody tuning in. We have come to an end here, but make sure you check us out. And check the new podcast out tomorrow and listen to Kenny, who we having on again?
We're having on the Basement Collective, the guys from Basement Collective tonight.
Absolutely. So we're going to have a lot of great content and go in a little bit more into detail on some of the stuff we skimmed over in tonight's webcast. So make sure you tune in and listen. All right, guys. Anything else?
Oh, not right now.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see y'all soon.